let's talk about my experience. If you're new here, hi. I usually talk about some pretty scary stuff, and I actually don't even know how to start this video. So let's get into it. This actually happened to me 5 years ago, around this time of year, which is super crazy to say that I was a freshman in college 5 years ago, and the pandemic was 5 years ago. And during this time, I was specifically talking to a boy that I probably wasn't supposed to be talking to at the time, who somehow convinced me to go out on a date with him to a state park in the middle of the night. And I know how dumb that sounds. And before I get all this backlash, I know how dumb that was. I'll get into it. But all I'm gonna say is that night was probably the scariest night of my life. Now, he picks me up, it's like 9 p.m., and in the Midwest, when fall hits, the sun just like disappears at like 5:30 p.m. So it was dark. We're driving probably 30-45 minutes from my house. And when we get to this park, I had specifically never been here. I literally couldn't tell you what it looks like. I couldn't tell you the name of it. Now, I don't remember a ton from that night, but I do remember the drive in and telling myself and him how empty it was. If you know me in real life, then you know I'm a very paranoid person. So the fact that I was even doing this was very out of my comfort zone. But seeing that there was nobody there kind of freaked me out. But we park the car, I get out, and there is this huge watchtower that they had just built for this park. He was telling me about it, and he's like, let's go up and see the stars, because it was a perfectly clear night. I get about halfway up this watchtower, and the wind is kind of shaking it. Now, here's where it gets complicated. I am not only afraid of the dark, I'm also afraid of heights. So feeling this tower shift, I was like, absolutely not. And I go down, and he's like, what? You don't want to go to the top? I was like, no. We can go watch the stars somewhere else. And he goes, oh yeah, I absolutely know where we can watch the stars. But it is a hop, skip, and a jump through the woods. Again, I know how dumb this is, right? But I've known this person during that time for about 7-8 years. I trusted him completely. I did not feel unsafe with him. But I do have like this crippling fear of being out in the open at night because I cannot see everything. I think that's a pretty common fear. But I agree. I trust him. We're walking through the woods, and I am noticing that this is not just like a hop, skip, and a jump. This is like a 10 to 15 minute walk in the middle of the woods on a trail. I vividly remember looking up through the trees and seeing